See you at the top. That's where I go. Hate me now.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of the See You at the Top podcast. My name's Kirby, your host, and today I'm here and I have the pleasure of interviewing professional boxer Eric Perry. Thank you so much for being here, my man, and taking the time to share some wisdom with us today.
Absolutely. Anytime.
Let's get right into it. At the See You at the Top podcast, man, we're just all about interviewing people that are, growing, evolving, and on their way to the top. And, you're clearly evolving and growing. He's so busy right now, ladies and gentlemen. He's in his car. And why is he in his car? Because he's on his way to train, because he's got a professional fight coming up. He's 2-0 as a professional fighter, and he's got his third fight coming up real soon. But just tell us real quick, Eric, a little bit about how did you get into the sport of boxing and where are you from?
Well, I'm from a town called Toccoa, Georgia. I've always wanted to box. I've actually been boxing since I was about 10 years old, but nothing really official or anything like that, because where I grew up, there was no boxing gyms. So aside from, just a casual playing with your friends outside at the park, at the Boys and Girls Club, your boxing, your shadow boxing, things like that, that's pretty much all the boxing that we had. But I actually was able to develop some skill. I've always been a lover of the sport. I developed some skills. So when I first moved to Texas back in 2013, I joined a gym called Savannah Boxing Gym. I actually walked in their gym in November 2014, and just got into some sparring. Nothing really major. Wasn't even looking to compete, to be honest with you. And it was Mr. He said, "Hey, are you boxing in the Golden Gloves?" And I was like, I'm not really. I had no intentions on it. And he said, "We're gonna push in the Golden Gloves." So I joined the gym in November 2014. I fought in the Golden Gloves in February 2015, and I scored all knockouts. My fastest knockout in the amateurs is 36 seconds. 36 seconds in the first round.
Broke up a little bit there. Your fastest knockout was how long?
Fastest knockout was 36 seconds in the first round. That was my fastest knockout as an amateur boxer.
Wow. And the thing is, amateur fights don't really go to knockouts. It's more just real quick, real fast, but you don't see a lot of knockouts in amateurs. So that's impressive.
Yes, sir. I don't have a really long amateur background. Most people do. Most people have those long amateur backgrounds because it's one of those things that just kind of set them apart from everyone else. So in a sense, I kind of got started boxing in the sport really late. I was 28 when I had my first official boxing match. I was 28 years old, and I just kind of went up from there, and even then I had no intention on turning professional. I had no intention of doing anything major. I worked a full-time job, like pretty much every other adult. So, I just kind of kept going. I kind of kept the ball rolling, but my amateur boxing career, my fights were really spotty because I was working full-time. I didn't have the luxury of being able to, a lot of people was, skipping town, going to fights, and, I support those people, it just wasn't the thing for me because ultimately I had no goal in amateur boxing other than to say I did it. It's something that I wanted to do since I was a kid. I was able to do it.
Hey, in all respect to you, man, it takes a lot of guts to get in there in the ring. And hey, definitely, I actually, people have, I interviewed about, 3 shows ago. I interviewed Willie Savannah, rest in peace. He's a great guy, and his wife is awesome as well. But I interviewed Rodney Shields, and Rodney Shields definitely used to was a pro fighter. I'm sure you know Rodney Shields. He trained Holyfield.
Oh, absolutely.
He got one of the Charlo brothers now. And we had a great conversation. But Savannah's boxing gym, I think this is kind of a bit of a coincidence as well that I'm interviewing you now. And we'll talk about the sponsorships here in the up and coming fight. We're going to let them all know that another knockout's coming soon. But I think it's really cool because Savannah's boxing gym is what started this movement that I'm on. It's what started all of my growth. I was out of shape, smoking cigarettes, doing drugs, hanging around the wrong crowd. And I walked in that boxing gym, and that's when I like to say I started my Be Better mindset. It's about 11 years ago from today. It completely changed my life. And I met the Charlos brothers there, and they showed me a couple things. And hey, I'm a white boy from the suburbs, so I'm not hopping in with you anytime soon. But the moral of the story is it taught me so many life skills, discipline, respect, hard work, dedication, all these things. What would you say boxing has really taught you?
But what boxing has taught me is just pretty much that the hard work pays off. Again, I didn't really have a goal for boxing, but I did develop a little bit of a following throughout my amateur career. Nothing of significance because I wasn't fighting a whole lot, but when I did show up to fight, I did receive a lot of love, a lot of support. And honestly, I wouldn't be where I'm at right now today if it wasn't for Willie and Clara Savannah. They were the first ones. Mr. Savannah was the first one that told me that you'll be a great fighter. You'll be a great coach. I've always had the support of Mrs. Savannah. She's really always been there in the corner. Words of wisdom, words of courage, words of encouragement.
How is she doing right now?
She's doing really well. The last time I spoke to her, even from time to time, I drive through and I'll go over there and I help out with the kids. That's actually where I started off my coaching career. I started off in Savannah's boxing gym. So from time to time, I'll go through and I'll help with the kids. And when I show up, it's all love. It's all smiles and Hallmark cards. She's always supportive and she always has a smile on her face. And I always tell people, without hesitation that, as a fighter and as a coach, everywhere I go, I represent Savannah Boxing Gym. I don't care where I go in this world. I represent Savannah Boxing Gym and I represent Mr. and Mrs. Savannah.
Amen to that. And you know what? I definitely have a lot of love for Savannah's boxing gym too. And it's kind of sad because I drove by there with my dad, who was a boxing promoter for several years. Him and his business partner, they put on Ballroom Boxing. And I drove by there not too long ago, and Savannah's doesn't exist anymore, as far as I know. Is there still a Savannah's boxing gym in the city of Houston?
There still is a Savannah Boxing Gym. It's just not in the old location. They moved to, I think it's on BeachNet.
I definitely will pop by there because Miss Savannah, she really is an angel, man. She was so cool with me. She showed me how to wrap my hands. She was patient, and she truly is great at what she does. And I think at one point she was coaching the women's boxing team, so she truly is amazing. Mm-hmm. But tell us a little bit about, so two quick questions. What was it like growing up in Georgia for you? And one thing I know that I've talked with you, and we talked a little bit pre-interview, and you still have a lot of love and a lot of a lot of love and rep for your town of Georgia. So talk a little bit about Georgia and how it was growing up there.
So again, I'm from a small town. Toccoa, Georgia is just north of Atlanta. Not quite close enough to be considered the metro area, but it's just north of the city of Atlanta. So growing up there wasn't really much going on. It's Georgia, so everything is pretty much, it's either football or basketball, right? Football is a religion in the state of Georgia, much like Texas. I was a knucklehead growing up. I've been fighting since I was this big. I've always loved to fight. Never backed down, never ran, never willed. Hold up or fold up was literally my philosophy for life. But because of that, I just didn't really have anywhere to channel that aggression, channel that energy. I played a little football, but again, nothing of significance. I just really wanted to fight. I really kind of want to move at the beat of my own drum. And of course you couldn't do that. So that's one of the reasons why I'm still reaching back to my city to looking to put on a some sort of boxing program, because there's no telling where I would be today had I started boxing when I was 10 years old. there's no telling where I would be or if I would be anywhere at all. Back then I probably would have tried it and then decided I didn't like it. I believe everything in your life happens for a reason. I went through the things that I went through that made me the person that I am today. So now that I'm in a position that I have a little bit of a platform, I want to use my little platform to give back to the people that are coming up behind me. There's nothing in the city. There's nothing of the city to keep the people interested. So what can I do? If I can do anything at all, if I can create a small boxing program, I'm not trying to turn the city of Toccoa into Philly or Brooklyn or even Houston. If I can just create a program that is there, or help create a program that's there, you never know who. There may be a kid there that was just like me, that I don't want to play basketball, I don't want to play football, I don't want to play baseball, I want to fight. If there's something there for them, then the next thing you know, we can have an amateur fighter coming out of Toccoa, Georgia. And of course that person will have my full support.
Definitely, amen to that. So if anybody is listening from Georgia, stay tuned. My man is working on some programs here for you in Georgia, and when I talk to him, he's got a lot of love for you. And hey, you know what? It's all about helping one person at a time. That's what my mission statement is here at KirBeBetter, making the world a better place, one person at a time. And if one person is inspired by this interview, I know you don't have 1 million followers. I don't have 1 million followers yet, but hey, we're out here in the city trying to make moves, trying to get out there and inspire and make this world a better place. And I see what you're doing, which I'm going to transition to that next, but it's all about just helping one person, one soul at a time. And that's what it's all about. So tell me a little bit about how you ended up transitioning into your coaching career, and then let's talk a little bit about how you became an owner of one of Houston's best gyms, Square Business.
Training at Savannah, I was still pretty much an active fighter, but then one day a kid came up to me. One day a kid came up to me and he was like, will you hold the hand pads for me? Now, I've never held pads before in my life, right? Never. I still remember that day. I got a jammed finger. He pushed his finger back, hurt my finger. And then I just kind of started watching a lot of the other coaches there. Tim Knight, who was a pro boxer as well, one of the best boxers. That's it. Tim, one of the best coaches in Houston, period. I learned a lot of game from him. So I started watching him.
He used to call my right hand the Caesar's Palace right hand. It was the best shot I had.
Yeah. He was actually one of the guys that was training me, or he trained me throughout the beginning stage of my amateur boxing career. And I just learned a lot from him. And then I just got to a point where I just started doing it more than I was training. I started getting really good. Then I started getting tips from Mr. and Mrs. Savannah, do this, show them how to do this. And I remember being in the ring and Mr. Savannah was sitting down on the side of the stage, on the side of the ring, sitting in his chair with his leg crossed, and Eric, have them do this. And when I started having them do that, I started learning. I was learning from literally one of the best in the game, Willie Savannah and Clara Savannah. They are legends in the boxing game. You can't talk boxing in Houston without talking Willie and Clara Savannah. I just learned a lot of tips from them. And then I just started getting to a point where I started coaching amateur boxers. I got a couple of guys win Golden Gloves, winning tournaments under me. I got a chance to train my first Olympic prospect. His name is Greg Swallow. Made it all the way through. This was the 2015, the Olympic trials, 2015. Made it all the way through to the semifinals. I'm all brand new to all of this coaching. So it was hitting me hard. I was, really proud of myself, getting to the point where I was working, I got so good to the point where Mr. Savannah gave me a key to his gym, his legendary gym, gave me a key. And I'm meeting with people on Saturday and Sundays after the gym is closed. And I'm training people. Like, I was having the time of my life, that Savannah trusted me with the key to his legendary gym. the gym that Juan Diaz, Jamel and Jamal Charlo, Regis Prograis, a really good friend of mine's, Darlington Aga, and as well as some of the best coaches in the game, Ronnie Shields, Tim Knight, Cedric Williams. Like these are some of the best coaches that come out of Houston. I got a key to this building. So now I want to be like them. My amateur boxing career was just something I was doing just honestly just to say I did it. But coaching, I developed a strong passion for the coaching.
What would you say you love so much about coaching people?
Watching people get better every step of the way.
Hey,
and watching people get better.
Let's go. Hey, that's what we're all about. I love that, man, because that's what I'm all about, man. I'm definitely hard on myself, but hey, as the great Zig Ziglar said, the harder you are on yourself, the easier life becomes. And I think what he meant by that is if you hold this super high standard for yourself and you can hit that bag for 10 minutes straight with no breaks, no water, and then all of a sudden you go to this other gym and this gym says, hey, hit the bag for 5 minutes straight. It's going to be pretty easy when you're already prepared for 10 minutes straight. So the harder you are on yourself, the easier life becomes. But man, I love that. So when did you transition into opening your own gym, and what was that like, opening your own business, for all the other entrepreneurs out there listening to this? Because it's not easy to take that jump, that leap of faith.
It was definitely a leap of faith. I had a BMW at the time, and I sold my BMW to get my gym going. I didn't have a car. I was running my gym out of my garage, and I remember the exact day that it happened. It was a Tuesday morning. I was working at Memorial Hermann in the medical center, and I was driving down. I love my job at Memorial Hermann. I worked at Tier. I was working at the rehab hospital. I absolutely love my job there. Something really humbling about being able to do something for people that can't repay you back or can't do anything in return. I was driving to work one morning. It was about 6 o'clock in the morning. And I said, you know what, if I'm gonna get up this early in the morning, I want to get up for myself. And I went PRN at the hospital. That way I can kind of create my own schedule. And I started, apply for a job at a gym in Pearland. And I didn't get the job. So, okay, what am I going to do next? So I applied for another job, and I got the job. I was going to work this job at night, and I was going to do my training business in the day. On the way home from that job interview, I went in there, I aced that interview. I could start on Monday. All right, cool, let's do it. I got a call on the way home. Say, hey, we need you to work day shift instead of night shift. Well, I can't work day shift. I applied for a night shift job. There was day shift jobs available. I applied for night shift. I can't do days. The guy looked at me and said, the guy said on the phone, he said, well, I just need you to be more flexible. And I didn't like that. I didn't like that. So I declined the job. And I declined the job. I went home. I mean, I was visibly shaking. I was visibly shaking. And then all of a sudden, I just said, you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to start my own business. So I started my business in my garage. And now, of course, I started with just one person.
A lot of great businesses started in the garage. We're talking about Apple. We're talking about Amazon. A lot of great businesses started in the garage.
Yeah. I like to put myself in that category, to be honest with you. So I started with one person. My first 3 months, I made $100. It's starting to look real suspect. So I might have to go back to work. And then all of a sudden I got a breakthrough. And I made my first $1,800 check. I made an $1,800 check. Yeah, I'm about $4,000 in the hole, but I made an $1,800 check. It got me going. And now fast forward, 3 years later, I have 171. I don't like the term clients. I like to call the people that work with me, I like to call them partners, because we're working together to try to reach whatever goal they may have, whether it's a fitness goal or you want to get better at boxing. So you're not a client of mine. That sounds too much like business. I like to get personal with people, get to know people on a first name basis. We're partners. We work together. And now I have 171 partners.
That's amazing. Congratulations on all that growth, man. And it sounds like divine intervention, man. would you say that there was kind of, what was there some sort of, how did that decision take place with you? You had that emotion. You were feeling a little angry after that one guy rubbed you the wrong way and said, be more flexible. Tell me a little bit about how that transition transpired, to make that decision to just say, I'm starting my own business.
Well, my thought process is always, I never in my life wanted to be a millionaire or a billionaire. I just wanted to be comfortable enough to take care of my family. That's it. But there's also a thought that I have is, your employer will never pay you enough to be his neighbor. You don't come across millionaire employees. You come across millionaire business owners, but not employees. Millionaire employers, not employees. Again, it's not about the money. I think it's more so about the mindset. If I work for you, I'm on your time literally all the time. You're going to pay me just enough for what you think that I'm worth. Just enough to keep me coming back. So that leap of faith that I took, although it was scary, because you don't know what's going to be at the bottom when you land, but if I could do it all over again, I would do it all over again. It just put me in a different mindset, going from employed to self-employed. If I don't work, I don't eat, but it's easy to go to work when you enjoy what you're doing. Honestly, I feel like I'm goofing off all day. I enjoy what I do.
Amen to that, man. Ooh, I'm glad we had you on the show today, and I'm glad everybody's hearing this, because the same message that I like to talk about, do what you love what you do. That's exactly what you're talking about. And it's all about kind of just like Warren Buffett, being so inspired by the work you do that you skip to work every day. And I believe, and I know that everybody has the ability to pursue their dreams. And it's very inspiring to see that you're out there chasing your dreams. And I feel like, it's just, that decision to me is very interesting, that, it was almost like everything you said earlier on in this interview, everything happens for a reason. And I feel like you used that, a little bit of that one guy's decision to say, be more flexible. It feels like you used that and said, you know what, this is it. It's, it's almost like you had that thought in your mind, and that was the needle that was the straw that broke the camel's back, and you just jumped right in and went all in, man. And I definitely can appreciate that, and great job on doing it.
Yeah, I appreciate it. 2 out of 3 years that I've operated Square Business Boxing Gym, 2 out of 3 years I've won Best Boxing Gym in Pearland. And I think it's not because of the service that I provide. Actually, I think it's more. I think it has more to do with the customer service. The customer service. I'm a 24-hour personal trainer, but I don't call myself a personal trainer. I call myself a boxing coach. That's what I do. I teach boxing. The fitness comes with the boxing. I think that's what sets me apart from everyone else. I don't have, I don't have the fancy amenities and everything, a bunch of TVs and stuff like that. But I believe that if I was telling my brother the other day, I said, when you start a business, you do not start a business to make money. You start a business to build relationships. When you do what you love, the money's going to come anyway. So if you're just out chasing money, money is numbers, and numbers never end. You're going to be chasing for the rest of your life. I don't want to be a millionaire. I just want to be happy in what I do. And I want people to enjoy boxing as much as I love boxing. You don't have to be a pro or an amateur. You can just enjoy doing the sport. But if I can keep you excited about it, then I think I'm doing my job.
Definitely. Amen to that 100%. It's about, going out there and trying to provide value for others and trying to make this world a better place, helping people out. And I definitely, man, let's get into this last part of the interview. Hey, I don't want to keep you too much longer. I know you got to go in there and crush that heavy bag, because we got a fight coming up. So definitely let's let the people know, when are you fighting? And I'm also proud to be a sponsor of your fight. And I see that you're really great at relationships. You're great with these kids. I see it on your social media page. Definitely give them a follow on Instagram. I'll definitely leave all the links and everything on here. It's Square Business 281. Definitely go check his gym out. He truly loves what he does. But tell it when are you fighting? And yeah, tell us a little bit about when your fight is. And I'm proud to be a sponsor of it. And I know relationships are something you're amazing at, and I see that teamwork is something that you're incredible at.
Absolutely. So I will be fighting March 20th in Albertville, Alabama. I will be going in for my for win number 3. I'm on the road to a title shot. So I'm just trying to stay focused, and I definitely appreciate all the support from the people that do support me, the people that follow me and hit that like button, hit that share button. You're definitely appreciated. There is no me without you, and I'm going to do everything that I can to make everyone proud.
And I know you're gonna make us all proud for sure. And I'm grateful to be a sponsor for you. And I think, you know, me and you had a really inspiring conversation a couple weeks ago. We got many more deals to close. You know, me and you coming together and going out there and just trying to help this city of Houston. And if I can help you in Georgia in any way, you definitely let me know, because I see your heart is definitely still there as well. So yeah, all that's incredible. So it's in Alabama.
Yes, sir. Albertville, Alabama. I can't tell you on the map where it's at, but that's where that pen's gonna drop. That's where I'm at.
And you know what also is going to drop? The opponent you're fighting, you're going to crush him with that right hand, because I know you got heavy hands for sure. Last two questions I have, and we'll wrap this up and let you go get in there into the gym. So, number one, you're a successful business owner now. You have 171 employees. What is inspiring you? What is driving you to still want to be a fighter?
I was actually done boxing in 2017. I signed a bad contract, and I was just kind of being held under a contract. So I was done boxing. When my contract expired, my phone rang with an opportunity. Hey, do you want to have your pro debut? I could tell you exactly what I was doing. After 2 years of not boxing, I was eating tacos and I was playing Call of Duty with some of my boys. You know, we getting busy, and my phone said, "Hey, you want to have your pro debut?" The date was like February 12th. The fight was February 29th, leap year. I said, absolutely. Now I was not in competition shape at the time. But I was in good sparring shape. I was still sparring with people, helping people get ready for their fights. You know, I'm still in the gym, just not doing anything heavy. The reason I took the opportunity to have my pro debut is because I saw it as a good opportunity to kind of help sell my business. You know, I mean, my business is doing well. Yeah. You know, we could always do better. You know, my business is doing well, and I have, you know, at the time I had like maybe 120 something partners at the time. I just saw it as a good opportunity. You know what? Let me get something out of it. And let me get something out of it. I can use it. It'll be good. It'll be good marketing for my business. Because now I think people would enjoy the idea of, I'm working out with a professional boxer. So
makes sense.
And yeah, in a sense, you know, I did it for myself, but I also did it for the people around me. You know, my objective is to inspire people. All I want to do is inspire. You know, that right there that's its own reward.
Definitely. Hey, I love all that, man. And I love inspiring people too. It's a mission I'm on. I want to inspire as many people as I possibly can to become the best version of themselves. So I'm looking forward to a long lasting relationship with you. Super glad KirBeBetter is on board with this next fight. I know you're going to get that 3-0 W and 3-0 win, and bring back another W, and hopefully get that title shot. But definitely grateful for what's on the horizon. My last question is, what do you think it takes to get to the top?
Keep walking, keep moving. You know, no matter how slow you're moving, if you look back, you've come twice as far than you were yesterday. Keep moving forward. It's going to get long. It's going to get long. It's going to be a long journey. It's going to be a lonely journey. But don't worry about the people that's on board with you. Just continue to walk your walk. Don't run your race, because running gets you tired, but you can walk all day. Take your time. Remember, it's a marathon, not a sprint. The people that support you. The people that don't support you, they support you. It's really a matter of how you determine it's a matter of perception.
See you at the top. That's where I go.
As supporters, they tell you that you can't do it. You say, watch me. The people that tell you that you can't do it, you be like, roll with me. Let's walk together.
Amen to that. I love that. Definitely. I'm gonna use that as the 60-second Instagram clip right there for sure. But I love that. And you know what? I heard Derek Carr actually used to go to my school. Derek Carr, he's now the quarterback for the Oakland Raiders. And a lot of people, one thing that he said that I absolutely loved is he says, I'm not in the business of proving the people that don't believe in me wrong. I'm in the business of proving the people that do believe in me right. And that's exactly what you're saying right there. And the people that don't believe in you, hey, use them as fuel to keep going and keep moving forward. So I love that message right there, man. And thank you so much. We're going to let you train now. I know you got some work to put in. And hey, let's keep moving. Exactly what you said, what your message was there. Let's keep moving, man. And we're going to get there together, man. And I'm going to end this like I end every other one of them. Definitely give my man a follow, Square Business 281 on Instagram. I'm going to drop all the rest of the links. Hey, let's bring home that 3-0. Let's keep moving. See you at the top.
Let's go.
See you at the top. That's where I go.